We're going to record this rest of this. I didn't want to record the beginning because I didn't know how personal or not, but we will do the practice. So preparing to sit. May all beings who are being born and all those who are dying, at whatever stage in the process they are dying and being born, that is all of us, isn't it? In every moment, right now, all of us being born and all of us dying. May we all be free from suffering, from the cycle of samsara. May we find the path, the way to true liberation, happiness, and freedom. Although every teaching of Padmasambhava, the second Buddha, the lotus born, is precious, this concise teaching is a wonderful refresher for all devoted practitioners. Guru Rinpoche's concise instructions. And the great master replied, "Devoted one, with a faithful and virtuous mind, listen to me. Although there are many profound key points of body, rest free and relaxed as you feel comfortable." Number one instruction, rest free and relaxed as you feel comfortable. Everything is included in simply that. Everything is included in simply that. Although there are many key points of speech, such as breath control and mantra recitation, stop speaking and rest like a mute. Everything is included in simply that. Although there are many key points of mind, such as concentration, relaxing, projecting, dissolving, and focusing inward, everything is included in simply letting it rest in its natural state, free and easy, without fabrication. The mind doesn't remain quietly in that state. If one wonders, is it nothing? Like haze in the heat of the sun, it still shimmers and flashes forth. But if one wonders, is it something? It has no color or shape to identify it, but is utterly empty and completely awake. That is the nature of your mind. Having recognized it as such, to become certain about it, that is the view. To remain undistracted in the state of stillness, without fabrication or fixation, that is the meditation. In that state, to be free from clinging or attachment, accepting or rejecting, hope or fear toward any of the experiences of the six senses, that is the action. Without fabrication or fixation, without clinging or attachment, accepting or rejecting, hope or fear toward any of the six sense stores, that is the action. Whatever doubt or hesitation occurs, supplicate your master. Don't remain in places of ordinary people. Practice in seclusion. Give up your clinging to whatever you are most attached to, as well as to whomever you have the strongest bond within this life and practice. Like that, Although your body remains in human form, your mind is equal to all the Buddhas. Practice like that. At the time of dying, you should practice as follows. By earth dissolving in water, the body becomes heavy and cannot support itself. By water dissolving in fire, the mouth and nose dry up. By fire dissolving in wind, body heat dissipates. By wind dissolving in consciousness, one cannot but exhale with a rattle and inhale with a gasp. At that time, the feelings of being pressed down by a huge mountain, being trapped within darkness, or being dropped into the expanse of space occurs. All these experiences are accompanied by thunderous and ringing sounds. The whole sky will be vividly bright, like an unfurled brocade. Moreover, the natural forms of your mind, the peaceful, wrathful, semi-wrathful deities, and the ones with various heads, fill the sky within a dome of rainbow light. Brandishing weapons, they will utter, beat, beat, kill, kill, hung, hung, fought, fought, and other fierce sounds. In addition, there will be light like 100,000 suns shining at once. At this time, your innate deity will remind you of awareness, saying, don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Your innate demon will disturb all your experiences, make them collapse, and utter sharp and fierce sounds and confuse you. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. breathing, feeling the force of these words, these instructions, seeing how they apply right now. And now. At this point, know this. The feeling of being pressed down is not that of being pressed by a mountain. It is your own elements dissolving. Don't be afraid of that. The feeling of being trapped within darkness is not a darkness. It is your five sense faculties dissolving. Don't be afraid. The feeling of being dropped into the expanse of space is not being dropped. It is your mind without support because your body and mind have separated and your breathing has stopped. Don't be afraid. Relax. Soften the body, open the heart mind. Whatever comes, let it come. Don't be afraid. All experiences of rainbow lights are the natural manifestations of your mind. All the peaceful and wrathful forms are the natural forms of your mind. All sounds are your own sounds. All lights are your own lights. Have no doubt about that. If you do feel doubt, you will be thrown into samsara. Having resolved this to be self-display, if you rest wide awake in luminous emptiness. And simply in that, you will attain the three kayas and become enlightened. If you rest wide awake in luminous emptiness, then simply in that, you will attain the three kayas and become enlightened. Even if you are cast into samsara, you will not remain there. The innate deity is your present, taking hold of your mind with undistracted mindfulness. From this moment, it is very important to be without any hope and fear, clinging and fixation toward the objects of your six sense faculties, as well as towards fascination, happiness, and sorrow. From now on, if you attain stability, you will be able to assume your natural state in the bardo and become enlightened. Therefore, the most vital point is to sustain your practice undistractedly from this very moment. The innate demon is your present tendency for ignorance, your doubt and hesitation. At that time, whatever fearful phenomena appear, such as sounds, colors, and lights, don't be fascinated, don't doubt, and don't be afraid. If you fall into doubt for even a moment, you will wander in samsara, so gain complete stability. At this point, the womb entrances appear as celestial palaces. Don't be attracted to them. Be certain of that. Be free from hope and fear. I swear there is no doubt that you will then become enlightened without taking further rebirth. At this time, it is not that one is helped by a Buddha. Your own awareness is primordially enlightened. It is not that one is harmed by the hells. Fixation being naturally purified, fear of samsara and hope of nirvana are cut from the root. Becoming enlightened can be compared to water cleared of sediments, gold cleansed of impurities, or the sky cleared of clouds. Having attained space-like Dharmakaya for the benefit of oneself, you will accomplish the benefit of sentient beings as far as space pervades. Having attained Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya for the welfare of others, you will benefit sentient beings as far as your mind pervades phenomena. If this instruction is given 3 times to even a great sinner, such as one who has killed his own father and mother, he will not fall into samsara, even if thrown there. There is no doubt about becoming one. May Carrie, may her father Shirk, may all her family, may all those who love her, and may all beings be free from hope and fear. May we rest and relax in our natural luminous emptiness, free from cravings and distraction, from fixation and identity, so that we may all be free from samsara and find the path to true happiness and freedom. May we listen intently, deeply. May we live and embody these instructions until this freedom is attained for all beings. And may our practice today contribute to the end of suffering. May we be filled with loving kindness, and may we all do well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we all be happy. Truly. see if I can find anything. So let's see how we do it. So we're going to recite this together. So if you would like, you can come off of mute. We'll do our best. It doesn't matter, really does it? It only matters that we remember and that we embody the truth and our commitment to love, to happiness, to ease. Thank you, all of you. Go ahead. Come off mute if you can. Can everyone see the chant?
Yes.
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 I'll ring the bell both at the beginning and the end. So you should view
The free
A
star at dawn. The bubble
Bubble
dream.
a flash of
Flash
light,
again.
summer cloud,
and a
in
summer
summer
cloud,
cloud,
a flickering,
spring
And
lamp,
lamp,
a
a
phantom,
phantom, and a dream.
as a lamp,
A lamp,
a cataract,
cataract,
A
a
star
star
in
in space,
an
an
illusion,
illusion,
a dewdrop,
drop,
a beautiful
bubble,
a dream,
a dream,
cloud,
a cloud,
flash of
a
lightning.
flash of lightning,
lightning,
You
you
all
all create
create
and
things
themselves like
and
this.
when
yourself.
like this.
this. Thank you, Carrie, for being willing to let us make this offering to you and Oprah. And one of my first inquiries is to see how that was. How was that deep listening?
Can I share something, Di?
Please.
So the thing that struck me the most about your teaching today was the listening with all the sense doors. And I guess listening is a really big word, because if you're using all your sense doors, man, it's a lot of work. And one of the things that distresses a lot of people at the end of life is the sounds of a dying person. And I know it was very distressful for my brothers. And, you know, there's medications we can give to calm those sounds, but for me, it was all part of the process. And hearing was one. The smells, the smells of a dying person are pretty amazing. I think it was good that he was in a room where we could open the door and let the fresh air in. Yeah, the 5 sense doors are very important, not only in this process, but in life, every moment.
Thank you. If we take the time to open them, what else would there be to do?
Nothing.
Nothing. And then we would not scurry about in hope and fear, which is the cycle of samsara. Isn't that amazing? We would not scurry about in hope and fear. And we all know this to be true, don't we? We all know the craving, the hunger, the wanting, the wanting to get something else, the wanting it to be different, the wanting to fix, the wanting to solve, the wanting to do it right. The craving is never ending, all based on hope. Hope for another moment, hope for a better outcome, right? Hope for happiness, for freedom. And it says all the scurrying, there it was in the teaching, wasn't it? All that scurrying is the cause of suffering, not the solution, the cause of suffering. And so be still, be mute like a log, be still, be relaxed and open, right? And this is our practice. Quite challenging in the everyday, right? Already quite challenging in the everyday, and then extremely challenging at the time of death and in dying, which we are all doing right now, which we're all doing and forget, don't we? We all forget. Like, and then I got it, and then this has got to happen, and then, right? And in fact, this is the path to samsara. And I'm so grateful to Carrie, both for her, the way she lives in dying and the way she has done that, not only for others in the dying process, but for also her own mother and father, and now for us. And now for us. And then the question is, what do you cling to? That's Jack Kornfield's statement. What do you cling to? If only what? What's the if only walking around in your mind? By the way, Padmasambhava called that the demon. By the way, it was just your mind. There is no other. There is no evil out there. It is only in your own heart and mind. Where is the contraction? Where is the clinging? Where's the if only that you walk around with? If only what? And be watchful. This is the path to true suffering. Clinging, noticing. What's your if only? I'll look at chat, see what anybody's got to say about that. We've all got them. We've all got them. Holding you, Carrie, and all your love from Adrian. Jan, thank you for sharing, Carrie. Yes, it is important, isn't it, that we be with each other in the truth of this, not in the concept of this, not in some other day, some other moment, but this one. What is it you're clinging to? And if you're thinking you're not, that's the mistake. By the way, if you think you're not, there's a problem. This is actually ignorance and delusion pervading. What do we know? Hope and fear will lead to this samsara. Now, by the way, my suggestion to each of you would be that you read this. I will send it out to all of you. I will be reading it every day for the next 49 days. We're not quite 49 now. For Opa. And by the way, who else? Not just Opa. I'm going to be reading it for me, aren't I? I'm going to be remembering for me. By the way, it only takes, if you just read it right through, about 10 minutes. Maybe not even, right? Wouldn't it be great for us to wake up every day with that reminder? Those are instructions. Those are the concise instructions for living and dying. So don't wait. Don't wait till the truck gets you. Don't wait till the illness. Don't wait till your 89th birthday. Going, whoa, would have been, and so say the teachings, even then, there's still some good news. Even then, if you could get it, if you could hear the instructions, that's why you're all been placed, by the way. So say, and I know this to be true, you have all been placed in a dramatically auspicious moment, haven't you? Dramatically auspicious moment. Why? Anybody know? Right now, most dramatically auspicious moment possible.
This morning, Diana, right before our practice, it just kind of like hit me like whatever, just of standing out of the way and not meddling, even though it seems to want to be helpful, to find out all the to do all those things. That's not my job anymore. It's never been my job for whatever reason in my past or whatnot, thinking that was my job. Although my job does require me to find things and resolve stuff. These things right now that are going on are not for me to be me. And that was just the biggest word, like taking my dog out this morning for the walk, and it just was like bing, meddling, interfering.
Beautiful
Blocking
word. I
her path.
love that word, meddling.
And
Getting
so
in the way.
I took this big gulp, like a big swallow as I'm walking, like, and wow, okay. And today is going to be a big day where I just have to sit. I have to sit.
Yes.
And
And be with all the conditions, because you are not them. This is part of the myth, isn't it? It's a part of our delusion that if only I, then it all goes what?
Away.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
It's
No.
gonna look so beautiful if,
Yeah.
and that
And
big if.
Yeah. If I only, if you only, if it only, and that's hope and fear pervading. And what does it say? Be still and rest. Holy crap. What? Be still and rest. That's insane. Right? I mean, what more terrifying instructions are those? Be still and rest. Huh? How do I rest in the middle of this sea of, right? Yeah, that's why we practice, actually, isn't it? That's why we practice. We practice resting, softening, opening in an ordinary moment, and then resting, softening, opening, ordinary moment. Resting, right? For what? For these, so that you can actually show up to your Father's last breath and be present. And be present for both you and him and us. Right? This is the point of the practice. And if we don't practice, again, I know some people say spontaneous enlightenment. By the way, I agree. Every single moment we show up. I know it's true. Every single moment you show up. That's right. Just still and resting to begin. I don't know what happens. All right actions, they say, follow this. Isn't that beautiful? All right action. I don't know what Tanya's going to do today. Tanya may not know what Tanya's going to do today. In fact, I'm really sure she doesn't and shouldn't. But guess what? If I can be still and rest, I can trust whatever then arises. I can trust it. And I would encourage you all, rest and be still first for some amount of minutes, both at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, at the end of the day, in all the moments in between. And then trust that whatever you do then will be correct. I do that with the teachings, by the way. I don't decide the night before. I didn't do that last night either. I didn't know. I just said to Carrie, can we do something? She said, okay. And I didn't know how that was going to go. And guess what? In the middle of the night, as I am still and resting, Padmasambhava's concise instructions, which I have forgotten about, by the way, totally forgotten about. I mean, I can't even think of the last time I thought about those. That had to be, well, 18 years ago, came to mind. Arising up out of that good heart, out of that good mind, out of that stillness, rising up out of the emptiness itself. Not mine. I already know it's not true. It's not mine at all. Is it? No. All the conditions come to bear because in the stillness, in the silence, in the open space, what is to come will come. And then you can see it there. And then you can trust it. Isn't that fabulous? And then you can trust it completely. I guess my one other inquiry then, and it's all I have, is as you read Jack Kornfield's piece on the mindfulness of feelings, did you see any discrepancy between what Jack had to say in that article and what we just practiced? Was there anything that was not completely synchronous? As we talk about holding feelings, sadness and sorrow and joy and elation, is there anything different there?
No, there's that last paragraph about there's a grace that comes when we're willing to touch the full measure of our feelings, our fear and longing, failure and tenderness, and great love that's inside each one of us. We become the loving witness, what my teacher, Aja Khan, called the one who knows. I think that's kind of a, I don't know, that's not sure I can say that I'm the one who knows.
The
As we
one
walk,
who knows just this moment.
right,
Right. We don't take on this idea of some knowing everything, because this is the falsity of enlightenment, isn't it? Also, this idea that once enlightened, I have no idea what that means. We've got it all. Except, how is that possible since you haven't lived this? Here we are, completely opening to this. So the one who knows is only what? The one who is present. Just this, just now. That's it. Not all knowing. This is a little dangerous, isn't it? Or,
Listen.
and don't we do the I should know?
right. But I think this speaks to it as well. And when he says, as we allow our feelings to be met in the space of loving awareness, where they come and go, we become free.
Read that again, Carrie, will you?
As we allow our feelings to be met in the space of loving awareness, where they can come and go, we become free.
Still and resting. There it is again. Still and resting. All phenomenon, brilliant, luminous, odorous, right? Gurgly, gaspy. What did we just say about this thing? Impermanent, right? Everything. We open up the window, Carrie said. We open up the window of our own heart mind. There it is. That's the teaching. And we breathe. We breathe it all in. And then we let be, whatever is there. Other thoughts, other shares for today? Once again, I'm so grateful to Carrie for being here as our teacher. Yes. No? So I will read,
just
oh, go ahead,
super-
Tanya.
I was just gonna say, just, always so grateful for our practice, and thank you, Carrie, so much. That's all.
Thank you.
It's beautiful, and all of everything that it is. Thank you, guys.
So let's sit for just one more moment. And then one more. And the great master replied, "Devoted one with a faithful and virtuous mind, listen to me. Although there are many profound key points of body, rest free and relaxed as you feel comfortable. Everything is included in simply that. Everything is included in simply that. That is the primary and first instruction. May we all be safe. May we all be free from samsara and the seeking of nirvana. May we all come to rest and dwell, be peaceful and at ease in this wide, open, vast, spacious heart, mind, and life. And may we offer this loving presence, this care, this compassion, all wisdoms to each other in this beloved Sangha until the end of suffering for all beings everywhere, without exception. May it be so this very day and now. May we send Opa on the path as he is sending and leading us. Thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful for your joining today and for your staying. Because, right, you could have woken up this morning going, oh, death, not really. Nah, who's in the mood for that? We better all be, because that's the path to living, isn't it? That's the path to living this day. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Carrie, my dear sister, for always being there for all of us. I'm hoping today we could be there for you in some way. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Greg will be here on Thursday morning at 7, and I will be here on Saturday at 7:30, though we will not be in the garden. We will not be in the garden this Saturday. And then we'll talk about next week when we get closer to that. So I'll look forward to seeing you all soon. Tanya, may you all have the peaceable day filled with grace, filled with loving kindness. And ease. All right, everyone, be well. See you soon.